You know, I wish I could change places with you.
Yeah? Well, I wish I could too.
Chris? I don't fucking believe it.
Lord, I wish I was 18 again.
What the hell is happening to me? I feel like the healthiest woman alive.
You look just like me.
Oh my God. From him. Shit!
I think I am you, Dad.
Chris? Dad? Oh shit! Are you in there?
Hey, Dad. I'm old.
Sequel. Reboot. Which one will it be? It's the Ruined Childhood podcast.
Greetings, Starfighters. Oh my God, John. I can't believe it. What's happened to me?
Wait, hold on a second. Why is it so dark in this room all of a sudden? Wait, when did I get to Dan's house? This is, oh my God. Oh my God, where's all my hair? Where's all my hair? Where's all my hair? My luscious head of hair.
Hey everyone, it's our body swap episode of Ruined Childhoods. Just kidding, it's me, John.
Yeah, hey, it's Dan. Yeah, no, we did not,
we didn't body swap.
We did not body swap, or we did not, touch a magical object at the same time, nor drink a potion, nor make a wish.
Or just simply say something.
Or just simply say something. And yeah, no. I wish I was
Dan,
you.
I'm so excited that we're finally talking about body swap movies, and we are specifically talking about the ones from the 80s, the big like five, I'd say. There's some like extras sprinkled in there that don't necessarily qualify.
And I would say, let's put it out there right off the bat. I think Big is going to get its own episode.
Sure.
I think let's just put it out there, because we know what we're going to hear is, well, what about Big? And first of all,
same person.
First of all, it's kind of, there's not, and I know like we're already kind of a little fast and loose with the term body swap with these movies, but Big is a different concept. It's him older, basically.
Right.
But I also think because Big was also, I'm pretty sure, the only Academy Award nominee of the the genre. But so I feel like Big definitely merits its own episode. And also, like, some of these movies were more fringe than others.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So the ones that we're going to be talking about are All of Me, Like Father, Like Son, 18 Again, Vice Versa, and Dream a Little Dream. I went in chronological order, though 18 Again and Vice Versa were both 1988. So I don't know which came out before the other. But I feel like this was definitely talked about as being like a resurgence of this genre. It's kind of been done a bunch of times before this, more notably like Freaky Friday in the 60s. But it's, just different tellings of like The Prince and the Pauper or The Prisoner of Zenda. So but like, as we all know, the 80s brings its own personality to things that definitely rings true with some of these movies.
Okay. I wanted to check in. So Vice Versa was released March 11th, 1988. 18 Again was released April 8th, 1988.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
And yeah, Like Father, Like Son was in, I want to say October 87. I have it written down.
It was late 87.
Well, it must have been October. So I should share, of course. This is going to come up, so why not? Like Father, Like Son. I know it was fall of 87 because that was the movie that my 3 friends and I and mom went to go see for my 10th birthday. And yeah. So I'm pretty sure because it was at the Blue Star Cinema in Watchung, New Jersey. No longer in Watchung. No longer anywhere, but
gotcha. I was gonna say, where is it? Where'd it go?
Yeah, no, did
it swap with another movie theater?
It body swap with the Rialto, and they both shut down. I don't know. So Like Father, Like Son was 87, and then Dream a Little Dream was March 3rd, 1989.
March 3rd.
So
we're gonna talk about these 5, just giving a very brief synopsis of each, just so that we have a baseline going into this for anybody who hasn't seen all of these, because there are some that maybe slipped off your radar. Definitely like Vice Versa and Like Father, Like Son were probably playing on cable nonstop.
Those are the bigger ones, yeah. Oh, and All of Me, and All of Me. Sorry, All of Me was like 1984.
All of Me was one that I don't remember having seen it in the 80s or 90s. I watched it a few years ago, and then of course just the other day. And I'll start off with that one because it was the first one in this series that we're going to talk about. So it stars Lily Tomlin and Steve Martin. It was directed by Carl Reiner. A wealthy woman with a terminal illness has a plan to transfer her own soul at death to the body of her stableman's daughter, to whom she has bequeathed her entire estate. But when the chalice containing her soul falls and hits her lawyer, her soul is trapped inside half of his body. So this is definitely capitalizing on Steve Martin's very physical comedy, his ability to make his body move in weird, funny ways and have different affectations.
His tone, it's changing his tone, changing his behavior, just kind of like on a dime.
His spastic energy just really plays to this. And, having worked with Carl Reiner on The Jerk, it's like they've got this groove.
Yeah. Whoa. And then some. I mean, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, Man with Two Brains.
Sure. Oh, yeah, of course. And then
this one comes out. This is also an outlier, as in it comes out September 21st, 1984.
Okay, October adjacent.
Yes.
Yeah. So
actually, that's just within. Sorry, it's because Like Father, Like Son was October 2nd, 1987. Not such an outlier. Sorry, continue.
So then we've got Like Father, Like Son, which stars Kirk Cameron, coming off of, his sitcom stardom, and Dudley Moore. And Like Father, Like Son is about a career-minded widower and his son who switch bodies when the father accidentally drinks a brain transference serum and they lock eyes with one another. And Sean Astin is also in this movie, following in his father's footsteps, who was in the original Freaky Friday.
That's right. Yes.
Not as a body swap character, but as a side character.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah. So, Vice Versa. Like Father, Like Son is, it's a wonderful thing to watch. It's unfortunate that Kirk Cameron has kind of gone off the rails in the way that he has. And of course, a huge pour one out to Dudley Moore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And such a great role. Like, he really nailed the father and the son inside the father's body.
Well,
characteristics.
So, what I read, of course, on IMDb trivia, where else, was that he had said, like, I guess when he was doing interviews, when he was doing press for it, he said the idea of swapping bodies appealed to me, and it was a good excuse to be a kid again. Although I don't need an excuse. It was just a fun story. I had been 16 years old once, and I don't pretend to be a professional adult. I really didn't play a 16-year-old. I think that would have been mildly boring. So instead of going for accuracy, we went for the fun of the situation. I was playing an attitude, not an age. And I have to say, that explanation kind of satisfied some of my questions about his performance.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think that he's really strong in this. It's a lot of fun. It's cringy to watch Kirk Cameron be, the older person inside of his body type of thing. It doesn't really feel as good. But I mean, this is an early acting role of his, although it's not like he had a huge
he had done
acting career outside
sitcoms,
of
so he was doing
Pains.
sitcom acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So then there's Vice Versa, which is about a career-minded divorced dad who has to watch his son for a weekend, but when they each wish to switch bodies while holding an ancient Buddhist skull, their wishes come true. And what's that?
You know what I found ironic was in watching the Judge Reinhold's performance at the beginning of the film when he's Marshall
Right. So
Seymour.
this is Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage.
Right. So his performance reminded me a lot, and the character reminded me a lot of the Tim Allen role in The Santa Claus, where he's a very career-minded divorced, and Judge Reinhold plays like the ex-wife's new husband in the
really?
Santa Claus movies. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I guess I didn't consider the Santa Claus to be a body swap movie because he's okay. Yeah, because he just turns into
but just from the character alone, it was like really. It was interesting. 'Cause I'm watching it and I'm like, there's other characters. I'm like, of course, there's other characters in this, that have filled this archetype.
Right.
But I was like, this really reminds me of who? And I was like, oh, Tim Allen in the Santa Claus. And then I was like, why is Judge Reinhold? So on and so forth. So anyway.
Yeah. Right. So then we've got, what do we have? 18
Did you
again.
even finish your synopsis for Vice Versa, or did I totally throw
Oh, yeah, I did.
Perfect.
No, I did. So 18 again, which is also 1988. At his 81st birthday party, a wealthy man's birthday wish is to be 18 again, causing him to wake up the next morning in his grandson's body. There's a car crash involved, and I don't know.
And he is George Burns' character is 81. So 18,
right.
81, hello.
Swapping numbers and bodies. Yeah, so the body of George Burns is like in a coma, so we have to assume that the soul of the grandson is in that coma. And it's just, because it's like, all right, well, George Burns doesn't probably have the stamina at 90 years old to carry a whole movie.
His role is about, I don't know, 91, his actual age, 91% voiceover.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, who plays the grandson?
So that is Charlie Schlatter, who's Charlie Schlatter, who was the second Steve Guttenberg replacement in the Police Academy series. He's right. That part in Police Academy 7 Mission to Moscow. He is also
He also plays, I was going to say, Ferris Bueller in the Ferris Bueller TV series.
Correct. And he also was the lead in a film that I remember really liking, directed by Chris Columbus, called Heartbreak Hotel, where his mother, who's played by Tuesday Weld, she's just not like sad, and she's just obsessed with Elvis and loves Elvis. So Charlie Schlatter and his friends kidnap Elvis, and they're like, we're going to bring, Elvis is going to hang out with my mom for the weekend. So, and I remember, I haven't seen it in ages, but I remember really liking it.
I think that Charlie Schlatter was great in 18 again.
Yes. I agree.
And, he definitely was able to pull off the like, you know, kind of the person from another time, an old soul, if you will, and, you know, very George Burnsy, and he did it in a really nice way. And it was a little odd when he started to really dress like an old man as a 18-year-old. And
but that is one of the tropes, if you will, of it's on the body swap checklist.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah. Well, then we've got a really interesting one in 1989, Dream a Little Dream. This one stars Corey Feldman, Jason Robards. Then we've got Corey Haim. We have Meredith Salinger, and we have Piper Laurie. And this is about it's an elderly man believes that using the power of meditation, he and his wife are able to cross over into the dream realm and essentially live forever. But as they perform their meditation, two teenagers collide on their property, causing their souls, Jason Robards and Piper Laurie, to get lost inside the teens' bodies. It's definitely a much headier one.
Yeah.
Because then Corey Feldman's soul is just living inside of the dream realm.
And Meredith Salinger is just like kind of not aware of the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason that they give for that is because Piper Laurie's character isn't as into the idea of doing it.
Right.
So she's not fully invested.
Right. I watched that on my flight. I was just on a trip back east to the New York metropolitan area, and it was wonderful. And Dream a Little Dream was my plane movie for the ride home, and it was I hadn't seen it in years, and I remember it being weird, and I remember like not really getting it as a kid. I got it much better this time around.
Yeah, it's also cut in a really interesting way. There's, especially the beginning, it definitely has a different pace to it than a lot of other movies where it kind of goes, but just...
It's very surreal.
It's trying to do something experimental.
Yeah. I mean, I actually like out of the group, I think I came away kind of having the most respect, I guess, for Dream a Little Dream. I really like Corey Feldman's performance in it. Of course, I couldn't check IMDb while I was on the plane. So, but I was looking, of course, at the trivia, and of course it talked about how deep, and pour one out, by the way, for Corey Haim. Pour one out for, Jason Robards, of course, but like really pour one out for Corey Haim because these guys were just, able to run rampant and get really into some bad stuff. And you can see it in their performances, which is kind of a shame because I think Corey Feldman has some great, this is possibly my favorite performance of his.
I don't know. I feel like maybe Stand By Me or Goonies. I think that if we're talking about this era of Corey Feldman, where he's kind of gone off into his Michael Jackson phase.
Right. Oh, well, yeah. Unfold.
Then,
that is, we'll come back to that in a moment. You were saying.
Okay. So, and actually just speaking of that, I feel like I was a little I wish that maybe, and I don't remember who directed Dream a Little Dream, but I wish that they had maybe, dialed in Corey Feldman to be a little less of what Corey Feldman looks and feels like in his real life. Yeah. Because he just comes across as being Corey Feldman. Like you don't really get lost in his character of Bobby or whatever his name was.
There are moments. Yeah. There are moments.
I didn't dislike it.
No. But I just want to hold on because I was like, oh God, I wish he was right. Like you said, like directed more.
Mark Rocco directed.
Mark Rocco. Is he related to Alex Rocco, who plays Corey Feldman's dad, and Victoria Jackson plays his mom? What?
Victoria Jackson plays the mom, which is definitely
weird.
You
know who I wish had directed this?
Who do you wish had directed
Joel
this?
Schumacher.
I was thinking that like a very similar thing for this, because it was definitely like leaning into Joel Schumacher territory.
I mean, it's like,
and then you would have gotten, it would have definitely been like Kiefer Sutherland and, the rest of
Kiefer Sutherland would have been
the Joel Schumacher players.
Would have been Joel.
Beth Grant would be the mom.
Yes, fine. But like, I feel like Joel Schumacher and, there's even some tribute paid to Lost Boys. There's a Lost Boys poster in Bobby's room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I actually, it was funny because I know you love when there's references to recent movies.
To recently released movies.
He's also got Richard Marx poster. Rock on. Oh,
yes, he does.
I was saying that, no pun intended, because Michael Damian's Rock On cover is throughout the movie. Actually, it's something I really like. There's some crazy there's a Lost Boys vibe to it, because you've got like Dumas, he's not just like a bully, but he's like this.
Right.
I don't know, like fucking crazy. He's like borderline warriors, like pre-warriors.
Yeah, he's I forget the actor who plays him, but he was in Teen Wolf. He was kind of the like timid friend.
Oh, really?
He was good. Yeah, he was good. I liked him a lot.
Yeah. And I there was this kind of dynamic of parents, and it's interesting to me that it comes out in the same year as Heathers, because it doesn't quite have the Heathers vibe. Like Heathers is definitely sharper, cleaner, has more like, it's solid. Dream a Little Dream is very surreal. It's got these like Jason Robards, who's amazing, and like him and Piper Laurie, and like what I really appreciated was, it made them, this movie views them as sexy. And this movie takes this older couple and is like, this is a sexy, like kinky older couple. And like, they're like, he's really into this metaphysical shit, and he's always quoting authors and everything. And like, he's really smart and clearly knows what he's doing. Oh, and my God, did we not mention Harry Dean Stanton?
We did not mention Harry Dean Stanton, who plays Jason Robards' buddy.
His best friend. Yeah. His BFF.
His best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, he's got some nice scenes he's got that nice scene with Corey Feldman where he's Jason Robards explaining what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting to kind of go through these movies and see the way that the like outside characters who find out about it, how they react. Because I know that if I was a side character in one of these movies, I would never be able to just get over the fact that this is happening in real life, because it's so crazy. I mean, with the exception of, is it Trigger, Sean Astin's character in Like Father, Like Son, who, provided the brain transference serum and they watched it work on the dog and the cat and all that kind of stuff.
You always have to have the best friend. And that's the sidekick.
Oh, yeah.
And that's on the body swap checklist.
Yeah. And also on 18 Again, you have Pauly Shore.
Right. I know.
A very young Pauly Shore, pre-Weasel Pauly Shore.
Right. On the cusp was Pauly Shore. And 18 Again. Oh, and you know who else? Jennifer Runyon, who was, people might best know as like Scott Baio's love interest on Charles in Charge for bulk of the series, I would say.
Gwendolyn Pierce?
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you just pull that out?
I did. That name was like locked somewhere in my brain, and you just unlocked it.
I knew Gwendolyn. It was funny because I was thinking. I promise
you, her name is Gwendolyn Pierce.
I was like Gwendolyn. And by the way, anyone who is not familiar with Charles in Charge might also remember her as the young co-ed that Peter Venkman is testing for psychic powers / hitting on in Ghostbusters. So,
yeah.
I'm checking this right now, so I will get right back to you on
I'm
this.
telling you, you don't have to check
I know
it.
I don't. I need Gwendolyn Pierce. Yep.
There it is.
No, wow, bravo.
Oh, you know what? We can just press stop right now. But there's one movie in this that there isn't the best friend. Well, in All of Me, you have two best friends. There's Man's best friend, the dog Bix. Right. And then there's also his buddy, whose name is slipping my mind, who is the saxophone player.
Yeah.
The blind guy.
Yeah, that is Tyrone, played by Jason Bernard.
But we don't have that in Vice Versa. We don't have the friend who finds out what's going on.
Right. That's right. Yeah, no one finds out in Vice Versa. You have Corinne Bohrer as the
wonderful of Police Academy 4 Citizens on Patrol, Corinne Bohrer, and other things, Veronica Mars,
Yes, she's a ruined childhood's
Corinne
favorite.
Bohrer is fantastic as Judge Reinhold's love interest in Vice Versa.
Who is
she's great. I love her.
They are both.
She's perfect.
They are both executives at the same department store. A department store, by the way, that seems to specialize in firearms and weapons that are just left. The crossbow. That there's a crossbow out with arrows just sitting next to it, and any child or man child could fire an arrow.
But it's also the electronics department also has spy equipment, which is fun.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then of course there's the music department, not like CDs and tapes and stuff, but like live instruments and stuff like that, where people can go and play the same riff for like 3 minutes straight. Did you notice that it's just they're playing the same like that is just on loop for like 3 minutes.
It was demo mode.
Yeah.
It was demo mode. Yeah.
But what Vice Versa and like Father Like Son both have is a scene at a heavy metal concert.
Yes.
And I tried to see if, you could play them both at the same time and if those scenes would line up. Unfortunately, they don't. That would be a lot of fun.
Does 18 again, doesn't 18 again have a scene where they go to a club, or
they go to a club, I think, but not like a heavy metal situation.
No, right.
They go to a club and there's like, I want to say like pretty aggressive people there and stuff, but
yeah, I don't have a lot of notes from 18 again.
Yeah, they go to a club and the Gwendolyn Pierce's boyfriend is there.
Oh, right.
And
you gotta have a bully, and bonus points if that bully is the jealous boyfriend / girlfriend of the crush. Joel in Dream a Little Dream.
So in Dream a Little Dream, you have Joel, who's the boyfriend of the crush, but then you have the bully, who's
Dumas.
I'm blanking on his name.
But Joel's also like
he is unhinged.
Like Joel has his moments, and that's why I like is like none of these, like there's some dimension to Joel. Like Joel drinks, and like Elaine's mother is, oh my God. Like terrible. There's a lot, like they really Dream a Little Dream really kind of works the, kind of like disconnect, the parental disconnect generation gap trope that you see in these, which is definitely, I mean, like it really drives like Father Like Son, but Dream a Little Dream, you see it with like a lot of the characters. Trigger, wait, hold on. Digger, one of them is Digger.
Trigger is Vice Versa. No, like Father Like Son.
Okay. And then, Dream a Little Dream is Dinger.
Yeah.
Like, and the whole thing is like Corey Haim broke his leg, and they were like, we got to write this into the script, which I think it's a nice touch. And also just like the idea that his mom, like, I think ran over his leg, like broke his leg, like with the car.
Yeah.
It just kind of added to it. It added that like, all right, this is really making a comment similarly to Heather's about this generation of teens.
Yeah. Yeah, these teens who kind of barely have parents.
Yeah, well, like
just barely around.
Like Bobby says, "Oh, my parents hate me. My parents don't they don't understand." Dingers, we really don't know much more about other than that his mom ran over his leg.
Yeah, in All of Me, we don't have a jealous bully. The conflict, there's conflict in his career and his boss who's been like cheating on his wife and all that stuff.
That's where
there's no like personal.
The stakes are with his career, and so that's why it's like like when she's in him and like has to actually do his job, and could cost him his career. So there's high stakes there, and high stakes in her soul being in the right place. And then we discover All of Me I felt like All of Me went on a bit too long, and it peaked early. And the whole thing with Victoria Tennant's character, who was like just trying to scam.
Right. It's a little all over this place. I don't think it doesn't quite a great movie, but it's a lot of fun.
It doesn't quite in terms of like it kind of predates the cycle, the 87, 88, because also to acknowledge Big came out in 88. Right. So, and also Dream a Little Dream of all these was the only one to inspire direct to like DVD sequels.
Yeah. So I believe in that one, there was like a pair of sunglasses that they put on and like become the other person. I don't really know too much about it.
Dream a Little Dream 2
it's something
from
like
1985. Yes, 2 pairs of magic sunglasses.
1995,
sorry.
1995.
February. 2 pairs of magic sunglasses caused problems for 2 pals from Cleveland living in Hollywood. Okay, so that explains where Dream a Little Dream took place. Cleveland, I guess. Yeah, because it's Corey Feldman and Corey Haim are the 2 guys. And so I did not see that.
No, I remember reading something about it at one point. But Dan, on that note, I want to bring us into a bit of a game.
Ooh, what's your game? I have a game too. Let's play your game first.
Okay, my game is where I tell you the mechanism by which people switch lives in a movie, and you have to tell me what the movie is. And you get 1 lifeline, which is you get the tagline of the movie.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
What's your game?
My game, it's less of a game. It's more of it's let's grade the trade. It's giving each of these performances a grade based on, kind of how well they portrayed the person in them. And to set it at a standard, one of the movies that we did not do because it doesn't really fit into this cluster is Face Off. And Face Off, we know, is technically a face swap movie, but it really is like...
It's also a 90s movie, so we wouldn't talk about it in this episode
Exactly. So, but Face Off, I think Nicolas Cage especially, they both do a good job, but Nicolas Cage especially does an excellent job of capturing John Travolta's mannerisms and affectations. And I think...
John Travolta can't keep up with what Nicolas Cage is trying to do.
But so like that's kind of, so I was looking at it from that context of like how well are they capturing the idea of like being, an 81-year-old man in the body of an 18, like all of a sudden with an 18-year-old body. that's like
Yeah, all right.
3
Well,
feet
let's do
taller.
yours first, and then we'll do mine.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so where do you want to start?
Well,
And what's the grading level?
Well, the grading level is like, it's A to F. I don't know that we.
I guess that
I don't
works
think we have
because
any.
these are mostly high school and college, student. Well, I guess junior high.
It ranges, yeah. I mean, the Steve Martin is, I think, the only we're working with adults there, but also, and there's an NA. There's an NA. The script does not require Lily Tomlin, for example.
Correct.
So, and I'll tell you right now,
she gets an incomplete.
Yeah. George Burns, Jason Robards, and Lily Tomlin. I gave them all the NAs. They don't. That assignment won't count against them because it was not required of them.
That is true. All right. So, should we start with All of Me since that was the first one?
Absolutely, yes.
I would give Steve Martin, and this is a tricky one because when we see Lily Tomlin, her character, she's bedridden. We don't see her moving about. What we see Steve Martin do is an overly feminized half of his body because half of his body is being controlled by her. So I don't know. I'd give it a B- because I feel like it's a little over the top. Not that it hurts the movie because that's the kind of movie that it is. But I feel like, I don't know, it didn't have to be as flowery and fluffy.
Okay. I gave Steve Martin a B+ because what I felt he did capture was the attitude, which even though she was bedridden, Lily Tomlin, there was that sass, that attitude, that condescension,
eye rolliness.
and I think he physicalized a lot of that, so I'm giving him a little bit more credit. But like, I also still think that at times it was like, okay, that's a Steve Martin thing that he's doing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Granted, like Lily Tomlin could do anything, so it's not hard to imagine Lily Tomlin doing that physicality. But yeah, so I'm going B+ on Steve Martin for All of Me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Is 18 again
I believe
next?
Like Father, Like Son.
Oh, no. Like Father, Like Son is next. Okay. So let's see. I would give, I'd give Dudley Moore an A, and I would give Kirk Cameron a C. We've already discussed the reasons. Dudley Moore really has a youthful spirit. The small details, which, the bubble gum and just the way that he gets really jazzed about stuff, I feel like works for the character, but it's not too over the top. It's very much within the world of the movie. Kirk Cameron, it just felt to me like Kirk Cameron, doing his best. And I don't know, it just didn't work for me. I didn't feel like it was an older person. I just felt like it was a dorkier teen.
Okay. All right. So for Dudley Moore, I gave Dudley Moore a B. And it was originally a B-. And then I read that quote that I shared earlier, and that kind of put things in perspective. And I was like, okay, all right. So he wasn't exactly going for the accuracy, but that's kind of what I'm watching this for. Like, I want to see more of the actor. Like, when do we see Kirk Cameron's character chewing gum, like before the swap? And by the way, points to Like Father, Like Son for having a legit body swap in its truest sense. And we have the sense of mysticism, and we've got the crush with the bullying boyfriend who looks like he's a super senior. So
very thick neck on that guy.
So I gave Dudley Moore a B because I felt like he was more playing, like he said, an attitude, not an age. And I felt like he was more doing Dudley Moore doing a teenager. And you know what? It's fine. It's entertaining and I enjoyed it, but it gets a B just for that lack of accuracy. And like Father, Like Son, I gave Kirk Cameron a B as well. Because I felt that when I'm watching these movies now, you know, that I've seen before, I'm thinking to myself, can I see, if I imagine Dudley Moore's character walking the way he's walking, is that the way he walks? And I was like, yes. When they show him earlier on in the movie, like when he's before the switch and you see him walking in the hallways of the hospital, he's very officious. He's very, direct. And so then to see, but he's, also pretty tight-assed. And I think Kirk Cameron plays that up a little too much. He's doing too much of the tight-ass walk routine. But
right.
I thought that there were a lot of things that he did that were somewhat true to Dudley Moore's performance as Jack.
Okay.
So that's where I landed for Like Father, Like Son. So
a couple of B's. Vice versa.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them both A's. And I feel like Fred Savage does a really great job capturing the spirit of the way that Judge Reinhold is in the beginning of Vice Versa. I'd say the end, but as we know, they learn something from each other. That's another thing on the checklist for all these. They always learn something from each other, so and become better.
They learn empathy.
So they learn empathy.
I mean,
they
learn
become
a lot
more understanding people.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vice Versa. I give them both A's. Fred Savage is enjoyable in capturing the spirit of Judge Reinhold. He, there's a lot of the same things. And of course, these are like scripted things, like him asking for Grey Poupon at the school cafeteria.
Well, and that was just like that joke was over back then. The whole, like, even when they did Wayne's World, the promotion for Wayne's World, the Wayne's World movie was like Wayne's World doing the Grey Poupon thing. And it had been around that long. Yeah. Still funny. So
still, yeah, it's great. And I feel like Judge Reinhold, like, he really was an 11-year-old kid. The interactions with Mo the frog, the way that he is at the Malice concert, the band that they're going to go see. It was so much fun. He does all the things that I feel like an 11-year-old who all of a sudden has a grown-up body would do. Oh, Dan, is on your checklist a scene where the kid who's in the grown-up's body looks at credit cards?
Wait, hold on. Let me see. What do I have? I mean, I'll read you my checklist. Okay. So no, but I need to add that. Okay. So you have to have.
Well, that's a very specific one to, like, teenage kids.
Do I have like taking advantage of the benefits? I don't know. No, I have like the intriguing opening, involvement of an ancient culture, mysticism, intimate contact.
Yeah.
You have to have a sidekick, sometimes two, because like in 18 again, you also had Red Buttons, who was
that's true.
George Burns' best friend. You had to have that kind of neglectful or distant parent, which Tony Roberts did in 18 again, and as Dudley Moore, Judge Reinhold.
He was very good too.
We talked about Dream a Little Dream. Yeah. Oh, Tony Roberts.
Yeah.
I really like Tony Roberts in that. You needed to have. There needed to be some signs of a generation gap. You needed to have this side of like, this isn't how we did things. And you had to have a crush. You had to have a bully. Bonus points if the bully is the jealous significant other of the crush. Athletic competition, bonus points if it's track, and bonus points if the romantic rival and bully is also the athletic rival.
bonus points.
You had to have that first day at work, first day at school. Like, oh boy, how weird is it? The attempt to call out sick on both sides, the anachronistic style, all of a sudden Charlie Schlatter's wearing bow ties to the frat house, and they don't all fit all of these, but leaving the attempt to leave money or property to a hussy. Quote unquote hussy, because it happened in more than one of them. So
yeah, no. So what grades did you give to the cast of Vice Versa?
So very close. I gave Judge Reinhold an A-.
Okay.
I docked him a little bit just for at times kind of doing the whole I think the surfer dude voice was a little, I was like, I would have liked that reined in, because Fred Savage doesn't, like, you're not doing Sean Penn in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Do Judge Reinhold in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. No.
Kind of.
So I gave Judge Reinhold, but I thought, like, otherwise, I thought he was really consistent, and I thought there were real moments, and this is also in the script as well, but I thought there were real moments that were really genuine between them. And Fred Savage, he understood the assignment. He gets an A.
Yes, he did.
He gets an A.
I think he gets a very firm A, especially considering, like, he's so young when he's doing this. He's not a seasoned actor.
No.
He just gives it his all.
I mean,
he's fantastic.
He's been doing Wonder Years. I think this is his third or fourth movie, because he's in The Boy Who Could Fly, and he's in Princess Bride.
Yeah. I don't remember where this falls. This is The Wizard.
This is pre-Wizard, he's been doing Wonder Years anyway.
Right.
So Fred
Fred
Savage's performance is consistent. It is.
I do want to mention one other thing about Judge Reinhold. And the way that he does the, when he's pretending to be the, like, Calhoun High School Patrol,
right,
and, like, busting the bullies in the bathroom. I love that. And then that character Calhoun comes back again.
Right. Yeah, I love they bring back Calhoun.
I love that. That's so funny.
It's magnificent. Vice versa. And you know what? It's funny, because I was reading that Judge Reinhold feels like Vice Versa kind of tanked his career, because I guess it didn't do. I mean, I saw it at the Westfield Rialto, and I loved it. Of course, I was the demographic. I was like 11. It was like 10 and a half.
Right.
Anyway.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah. So he's really good in it, and he's really appealing and really charming as Charlie. And I think the movie makes some bold choices, some choices that definitely would not be made today, in addition to the, readily available firearms.
Of course.
Would be
There's also, in all of these, there's so much, in some cases, very racist, more so in, I think, some of the 90s body swap movies. But, there's some language that comes across as being very racially insensitive in a lot of these.
Or otherwise, because there's F-bombs, and I'm not talking about fuck. In Dream a Little Dream, quite a few.
And also, Dan, I'm surprised on your list there isn't the younger character giving the middle finger.
Oh, no, but
the older character in the younger person's body, because the Fred Savage Vice Versa middle finger is iconic.
It's classic. Yeah. So
with just a little too much knuckle.
It's the Breakfast Club. It's the Breakfast Club style.
Yeah, it totally
finger.
is.
Nice. Yeah, I'm adding it to the list. It is a work in progress. It is an evolving document. And we need to grade our body swaps in Dream a Little Dream. Which
Dream a Little Dream, I give a D+ to Corey Feldman.
Wow.
Yeah. Jason Robards would not be dancing like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way I can really put it. There's too much Corey Feldman in the character of Bobby post transformation to really be any good. Because, you know, all the rest of it's all just the script. You know, the way that he is kind of head in the clouds a little bit, and you know,
he's a dreamer.
Yeah, very forceful in trying to get Janie to kind of see that part of herself that's in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So
Janie or Lainey?
How about you? Oh, sorry, Lainey.
Lainey Diamond. So yeah, Jason Robards gets a pass for this one. I gave Corey Feldman a B. I really, there's, he has this speech. Where is it? I just have like, it's like, it's after. All right. So man, Dream a Little Dream makes some ballsy choices because Lainey's mother drugs her. And
that is
enlists
true.
Her boyfriend Ron to like give her a glass of wine that's drugged.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty messed up.
Corey Feldman's got a really nice monologue in there, and I think he and Meredith Salinger have a really like sweet chemistry there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I gave him a B. I don't know. I thought he was good. Oh yeah, there's like the gun violence in this because Joel has a gun. So like,
right.
Dream a Little Dream. I give Dream a Little Dream a lot of credit for not being as cutesy and being more indie. I do agree it kind of needed a more solid hand to hone it in. And there's some rapey stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my so those are the grades. Hey, if you agree, disagree, you want to share your grades?
Yeah, tell us your grades.
That's ruinedchildhoodspod@gmail.com. Let us know.
For sure.
So John, let's play your game.
Sure. First, let me just check my sound effects to see if I can remember which ones do what. Okay, I think those will be our two. All right, so Dan, I have 22 films listed that range from the 60s to 2020, and I am going to name for you the device by which the characters swap bodies. If you need a lifeline, I can give you the tagline. If you need another one, I can also give you the year, but maybe we'll try to keep it to tagline. I'm confident that you will be good at this.
Okay. All right.
And I know there's going to be ones in here that you may not be certain if they qualify, but
so loose. So I should be thinking of the concept.
Yeah, loosely. Maybe we will see.
Okay.
All right. One stabs the other with an ancient suicide ritual dagger.
One stabs the other with a ritual suicide.
With an ancient suicide ritual dagger. Suicide ritual.
God. Let me see. And so I can get taglines.
Yes.
Okay.
You want the tagline for that one? Basic switch, killer new look.
Oh shit. Is it Switch? No.
This one is from 2020. It is Freaky with Vince Vaughn.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that does sound freaky.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are 0 for 22. Okay, this next one. The two are given fortune cookies and then swap bodies.
Freaky Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
for that one, the tagline is they've always been in each other's faces. Today, they're in each other's bodies. That's the 2003 Freaky Friday. Sorry, my finger slipped. I hit the wrong one first.
For a moment, I was like, no, because I remember, and I'm pretty sure it is definitely at least the remake, if not both. But because I remember the Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan, Freaky Friday,
Yes.
which is good.
It's very 2003.
It is. Yes, absolutely.
It is very 2003. Okay. Brain transference serum in a Tabasco bottle.
Like father, like son.
That's right. Chris and his dad have accidentally changed bodies, but no big deal. Chris gets the Jag and the gold card. Dad gets the fake ID and the bio final. That's the tagline. Okay. The two of them piss into a magical fountain.
Oh, that's the change up. Is that with Ryan?
The change
Ryan
up,
Reynolds.
2011.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman with the tagline, "Who says men can't change?"
Right.
Okay. They wish upon a full moon.
They wish upon a full moon.
And I'll give you the year for this one. It's 1996.
Can I have the tagline, please?
Opposites attract, but is the grass always greener on the other side?
And this is 1996?
1996. I will give you one more hint.
Okay.
This is an Australian film, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. I still don't. I don't know.
It's called Dating the Enemy.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's a
Wow.
thing.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm ashamed. Yeah.
An ancient skull stolen from Buddhist monastery.
Vice versa.
Of course. Just when he was ready for midlife crisis, something unexpected came up. Puberty.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's a big thing in this is like the nervous breakdowns and all that and vice versa. I just finished watching it about an hour and a half ago. Or rewatching it. I've, of course, seen it before.
All right. You ready for the next one? Okay. They each put on an enchanted earring.
They each put on an enchanted earring?
Yes.
Is it the original Freaky Friday? Yeah.
The Hot Chick from 2002. And I'm glad you didn't ask for the tagline because it would have given it away. The hottest chick in town just switched bodies with the luckiest loser in the world.
I forgot I could ask for the tagline for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
This next one is a birthday wish.
Oh, 18 again.
That's right. Which the tagline is, "Be careful what you wish for. It just might come true."
I do like 18
All
again.
right, so no, it's fun.
Yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid a bunch. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. An amulet called the Heart of Damballa.
Oh. An amulet called the Heart of Damballa?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, jeez. The tagline, please.
The tagline is, "Deliver us some evil."
Deliver us some evil. I do not. Oh, can I get the year?
2004.
I got nothing.
Seed of Chucky.
Man. This is the first time I ever regretted not deciding to watch that. I stopped at Bride of Chucky.
Collision with an elderly couple doing a meditation exercise.
Dream a little dream of me.
I mean, that's not technically all that happens,
Well,
but you know. And the tagline for that one is, with dreams like these, who needs reality?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is experimental surgery.
Face Off.
Yeah. Okay. I decided to include it because it is a body swap movie.
No, yeah.
And the tagline is, if you can't believe your eyes, no, sorry, that's a different one. In order to catch him, he must become him.
Oh yeah, shit. Face Off.
What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I said it's much more a like literal body swap movie than other.
Sure, there's no magic to it other than the fact that the surgery doesn't exist.
Right.
So I started to say the tagline for the next one, so I'll give you a freebie tagline for this one. The mechanism is a kiss from an old man, and the tagline is, if you can't believe your eyes, trust your heart.
Prelude to a Kiss.
Way to go. Very nice.
That's like a classier one. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember it was a play. It was like a pretty popular play.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised that you got it. I'm not like super surprised because you are you. Okay, Dan, I'm going to love it if you get this one. A magical janitor played by Brian Doyle Murray.
A magical janitor played by Brian Doyle Murray.
You heard me.
I really think I would believe this. Can I get a tagline, please?
Who says you're only young once? Which is that could work for all of these almost.
Can I get a year?
2009.
Oh shit. Oh, I'm picturing the poster. Is it with?
What does the poster look like?
Is it like Zac Efron? Is Zac Efron in it? Oh, 17 again. 17 again. Yeah. Oh my God.
Right. 17 again is fun.
I've never seen it. I had to picture. I'm like, the tagline sounds familiar. I'm picturing the poster.
So 17 again is
maybe
like
wait, is Matthew Perry the older version?
Yes.
I think I have seen it.
So it's where a guy who's like in his 30s becomes 17 again. Like it's like Big.
Right, but in reverse.
Little? Yeah. Yeah, reverse Big. Okay, this one's a little tricky.
Oh man, I'm exhausted after that one.
And I haven't seen this, so I apologize if this movie is found to be offensive to some, but the mechanism is hoodoo.
Hoodoo?
Yeah.
Can I get a tagline, please?
It can open any door.
A year?
2005.
It can open any door? $2005. Wait, what's like a lifeline option? What can I do for that? Can I just like Google the tagline?
I can tell you that,
or what? Like, what do I do?
I can tell you that it's a horror movie. This one is a tough one. I can tell that you haven't seen it. It's a horror movie. It stars Kate Hudson.
Oh, The Skeleton Key.
Yes.
Is Ellen Burstyn the older woman in that?
I believe so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
have you seen that one?
If I did, I.
But now that
no
now that you know the name of it, the tagline makes sense.
Right.
So,
Right. I was thinking, I was like something with key, of course, because that is what makes sense.
Okay. So this is going to be for 2 movies. 1 movie and then its sequel. And the taglines would give it away too much, so I can give you the years as a lifeline. But the mechanism is the Cursed Borgia Ring.
The Cursed Borgia Ring, and it has a sequel.
Yes, Borgia. Correct.
Yeah, right. Okay. And you said I could get years for that?
Yes, the years are 1959 and 1976.
And that's to a sequel, right? Not a remake?
A sequel.
A sequel. You said 1956.
1959 and 1976.
1959, 1976. And you said the tagline would give it away.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just let me take a moment, see if it'll come to me. I'm working through. I'm like, what came out in the 70s in 1976 that was a sequel to something from 1959?
Yeah.
Good Lord. He's going to the back wall for some of these. Wow. Watch, it's going to be like something, I don't know, I've heard of. But 19, all right, I know, we don't have all day.
Here's the thing, Dan.
Yeah.
You have heard of these movies. I don't know if you've seen them, but you've definitely heard of them.
Is it like, well, not Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Did you put, like, is that? No.
It's the Shaggy Dog and the Shaggy DA.
Oh.
And the taglines are, it's doggone funny, and it's laughter by the pound. You'll roll over, sit up, and beg for more.
Wow. Jeez, I wasn't even thinking in that direction.
The next one, a pot containing one's soul enters the other body.
Wait, a what? Oh, it's All of Me.
Yeah. And that's the tagline is the comedy that proves that one's a crowd. In this one, a novelty carnival attraction is the mechanism.
Big. Zoltar.
With the tagline, which we've already heard before, you're only young once, which I think we've heard that one before.
We have.
Okay. In this one, both of them are struck by lightning.
Both of them are struck by lightning. Oh, this sounds familiar. Oh, geez.
I'd be surprised if you've seen it.
Okay, you'd be surprised if I've seen it. Can I get a tagline, please?
His life just got put on pause.
His life just got put on pause. And a year.
2016.
Oh, goodness. They both get struck by lightning, and you doubt that I've seen it. I'm wondering why that is. Is it just like, who's heard of this?
I'll be very surprised if you've seen this.
Okay. All right. I don't even, oh, shit. Wait, hold on a second. Do I get a lifeline? Like, do I get a...
You can have one more clue.
Okay. I will...
The lead actor is Kevin Spacey.
Okay, I knew there had to be a reason why. Oh my God, wait. Oh my God, shit. I think I remember this. Is it a kid's movie?
Yes. I think so.
Does he switch bodies with a cat or something like that?
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. Can I get credit for it?
I'll give you this.
Okay, thank you.
The title is 9 lives.
Of course it is.
And his life just got put on pause. Pause is spelled
P-A-W-S.
P-A-W-S.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that I was like, wait a second. I was like, there's something to this. And yes, I remember like coming across this during one of my, like, I'm not going to actually choose anything to watch. I'm just going to scroll through everything on Netflix.
Okay, Dan, in this one, there's only a few left.
More.
In this one, the person is bitten by a 300-year-old sacred dog.
Bitten by a 300. Wow, we really did not do a deep dive on this genre, did we? Can I get a, let's see. Well, okay, we know it's dogs and not cats, so, and nothing. Can we get a tagline, please?
Raise the woof.
And wait, I'm sorry, what was, so Raise the Woof gets bitten by
a 300-year-old sacred dog.
Can I get a year?
2006.
Is it the Tim Allen remake of the Shaggy Dog? Oh,
well done,
right.
Dan. Well done.
Oh, yes. It's a good. And
okay.
So now I'm not so pissed about the other one from before. Because. All right.
Okay. In this one, their high school administration files get mixed up.
Their high school administration files get mixed up?
Yes.
Tagline?
And
tagline, please.
A hair-raising comedy.
I
understand if you don't count this.
Wait,
one.
how is hair spelled in?
Are you sure you want to know?
Yes.
Okay, it's spelled in the traditional H-A-I-R
Okay,
way.
so not H-A-R-E. Okay, so nothing with rabbits.
No.
Not that I would be like, oh, the
Not
one with
that
the
you
rabbits.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Hop to it. I don't know. Okay, so their high school administration files get switched. What's the year, please?
1992.
Was this movie like in theaters?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'll give you one more hint.
I'll take another hint.
One of the co-stars was in another body swap movie that we talked about earlier.
Oh, that narrows it down. And I'm sorry, what was the mechanism again? Sorry, my brain is spinning.
Their high school administration files get mixed up.
Are they still in high school when this happens?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, So then it would have had to have been a teenager with the Coreys. I'm guessing there's at least one Corey involved. Is there at least, in 1992, would they still have been playing high school students? Is there a Corey involved?
There's not a Corey
There's
involved.
no Corey involved. Okay, so it would have been who would have been starring in, I'm taking way too much time. I'm so sorry. I give up.
This is a movie that I unabashedly really love called Class Act.
Oh, okay. All right.
With Kid and Play and Pauly Shore.
Okay. Wait, Pauly Shore is in a Class Act? I don't remember that. Okay.
He's in Class Act.
Wow.
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
we have two more.
That's more of kind of like they don't swap bodies, but they do kind of pretend to be each other a little bit. So
yeah, they have to swap lives.
I understand why it's included. I am not fighting its inclusion. But
okay. In this one, there is wishing dust involved after a birthday.
Wishing dust tagline, please.
a comedy for the kid in all of us.
Year, please.
2004.
A comedy for the kid in... Is it The Kid?
It's 13 going on 30.
Oh, shit. That's a good one.
Is the kid a body swappy movie?
I don't think so. I think it's like it was in like Bruce Willis, and then like he meets like
Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
the kid version of himself.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
not Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I thought that it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's in Looper.
No. But I thought that in The Kid, I thought that was Joseph Gordon-Levitt in The Kid.
No. I think it's like Abigail Breslin's brother. I keep wanting to say Jimmy Breslin.
Spencer Breslin?
Thank you. Yeah.
The Kid from 2000.
2000. Okay.
Oh, you're right. It is Spencer Breslin. Why did I think that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in that? Anyway. All right, Dan, we have one more. I lost count of where you were.
I don't. At this point, it's like, I don't know, 50-50.
This one you are going to get, and this one is not one that we've mentioned before, and I feel like it's kind of an outlier in the theme, but one enters a portal into the mind of the other.
Being John Malkovich.
That is correct, Dan. With the tagline, ever wanted to be somebody else? Sorry, ever wanted to be someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because earlier I was thinking about like, I've been thinking, especially with Dream a Little Dream, I was like, I wonder what a Charlie Kaufman body swap movie would be like, but I guess he's done.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like John Malkovich has to be John Cusack playing like inside the body of John Malkovich. It's like those mechanisms are there.
Yeah, it's definitely an outlier in the genre, but
for sure.
But definitely, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is.
I'd say it's just as worthy of being included as Big or 13 going on 30.
Yes, I totally. There's some type of, I don't know, non-demonic possession going on. I guess really that's what a lot of these are. Really, rather than body swap movies, are non-demonic possession.
Yeah.
So
right. Dan. Yes. This is Ruined Childhoods, a show where we talk about reboots and remakes and stuff like that. I know that this is an atypical episode as we're talking about a genre and kind of era of movies, but what do you see happening?
So this is a genre that actually in my spare time, when I occasionally just do little creative writing projects that I never really finish and I just kind of chip away at them for years, in there is, I guess, kind of a script or treatment for a body swap movie that involves a teacher and student, and that's it. Inspired. I remember I started it because I was having a couple of years ago a student that I had in my class that I was teaching being like especially difficult, and I was like, this kid needs a body swap. Like this kid needs to experience things on the other side. So, and I'd been thinking, I just thinking of different ideas, and I don't know if this is necessarily something I am going to write, but I thought that if you take that dynamic, and I think I read about some like lesser known body swap movie that kind of did this dynamic. I thought it would be interesting if you added like a racial or ethnic aspect to it, where it's not just like well now I see how hard it is to be a kid, or now I see how hard it is to be an adult, and kind of throw in the by the way the mode in which they swapped is so that the teacher, he's under a lot of stress. He and his wife are expecting they've got a baby. They've had their first child, because there is definitely an awkward sex scene, and there is by the way, a true body swap here in this. So, but like so the teacher, as he's leaving the school building, like late one day, he passes by. We get an idea from the kid, like, you know, he's got a lot of pressure. His dad is a single parent, and, you know, is trying, you know, really hard to get him set up for success. And the kid buys some weed, and he's trying to get some weed, and the only thing that his hookup has for him is this like joint. He's got this pre-rolled joint, and he's like, look, the only thing I can tell you about this is that you're not, like, don't share this with anyone. Smoke it by yourself. You could take, you know, you want to take a hit now, put it away, take a hit next year, fine, it'll still be potent, but don't share it. So he's smoking. Okay. So he's smoking the joint, and, you know, he gets, you know, whatever, halfway, and the teacher catches him, and the teacher's like, gotcha. This is because they're like, whatever, on the boundaries of school property, whatever, takes the joint. And then that he's got all this stuff. He's angling for a job, or he's angling for a promotion. He wants to be like a department head or something. And he's got a rival, and all that. And like, he's got to get his students' scores up and whatnot, you know, all the things, the stakes. So, you know, that night after he's like, you know, the baby is like, he has trouble getting the baby to sleep, all that. And he's like, oh, because he's like, I'm going to turn in this like bit of a joint. He like puts it in a Ziploc bag with some pretzels and or carrots or whatever one teacher might have in a Ziploc bag. That's not weed. And then he's like, I'm going to turn this in, you know, tomorrow, because no one's here at the building anymore. It's late. And he's like, fuck it. And he smokes it.
Right.
So unbeknownst to him, you're supposed to not.
That's the mechanism.
So they each wake up the next morning in each other. It happens as they are simultaneously asleep. Their souls drift outward and swap bodies.
Okay.
And
everybody learns lessons.
I would also like to add, I think Dream a Little Dream would make a great musical.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't see, like, I don't necessarily see a remake of any of these specific movies, because, I mean, I guess for Freaky Friday it worked, but I'm like, there's no need to do a remake. Just kind of update the genre and look at how they did it in the 80s, you know?
Sure. I mean, they're constantly making more of these, and, you know, the ones that we've talked about are just ones that were in the theater. There's so many, you know, straight to video or VOD. There's a lot of like Hallmark Channel, like Christmas swap, you know, movies and stuff like that. And, you know, they're everywhere. They're being made constantly. It's
a tried and true genre.
That is true. So that's why you have to figure out a way to do a different spin on it.
So what's your spin?
My spin is a tech industry developer gets fired in a very humiliating way, but before they get kicked out, they change one piece of the hidden code in a new model of prestige wireless earbuds being released in select European markets. And after a huge release to some of Europe's most influential figures, actors, athletes, fashion designers, and artists, the developer taps into all of the active earbuds to finish their plan, which would be playing the audio exposing their old CEO of shady business practices. But instead, there's an error that causes the souls of everyone using the earbuds to transfer into another person using the earbuds. So we have like, you know, 100 souls being swapped around like crazy. So the developer decides to take advantage of the situation and hold the souls ransom, but they're not prepared for the bodies with the swapped souls to work together to take the developer down. And Dan, do you know what I'm calling this movie?
No, tell me.
Malice at the Riviera. Do you know why I'm calling it this?
Sounds like an Agatha Christie.
Look, I can't take you to school, but I'll do anything else you want this week. Deal?
Could we see Malice at the Riviera?
Is that an Agatha Christie movie?
It's a heavy-duty rock band. Get us both a ticket.
No way. You have tests.
Music is my life, Dad.
I loved that joke so much and vice versa. And that's what sparked the entire idea, is to actually have a movie called Malice at the Riviera. And then I was like, all right, so it's something set at the Riviera, like French Riviera, Italian Riviera, whatever. And there's malice, which means like the intent to do evil.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is, so Malice at the Riviera.
So would all of these like wealthy and powerful people who are sampling these headphones, would they all be in the same place? Would it be like at a promotional weekend?
Yeah, exactly. Like they're all kind of contained. It's, it's not like people all over the place. That's why I made it to be very specific regionally, like for some sort of event. So
it could be at a hotel. It would be it would be crazy if you set it in the 80s and have it be like, compact discs and I don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing is about the
I don't know. I like the idea of the
earbuds.
Yeah.
The earbuds, because, there's computer chips in earbuds now, whereas like old headphones don't have that. And like, we don't know what's going on in there.
That's true. Hey, yeah. We don't know. There could be a plot to body swap an entire. Would that be like kind of like some type of weird type of terrorism where it's just like you launch a cyber attack and it swaps?
Here's the thing.
Bodies?
I was first thinking about just like cell phones and stuff like that, but then I was like, no, Kingsman did something with cell phones. Movie The Kingsman: The Secret Service, where like there's like free cell phone service, and everybody who does it then gets like, I don't know, brought into this evil conspiracy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And heads explode and stuff
Got
like
it,
that.
yeah.
So earbuds.
Okay. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
I like the mass body swap. That is something new.
But Dan,
as far as I know,
Malice at the
Malice
Riviera,
at the Riviera.
man.
Great title in the spirit of Agatha Christie.
And a great joke and vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. It is a great joke in vice versa. Vice versa is, it's really solid. And I'm sorry that Judge Reinhold does not hold a fonder place in his heart for it. But what can we do?
Judge Reinhold, I really hope that you're listening to this and that you hear my true appreciation for this movie. I love it so much. I watched it all the time growing up. I really enjoyed watching it recently to prepare for this episode.
I believe that was and oh, by the way, I thought of like in the different ways that we watched movies as kids. It occurred to me that there's a whole subgenre of it, like the, saw it in the theater, saw it at home. The new subgenre is rented it and watched it about 3 times in the conference room at Dad's office on a Saturday when he had to take us to work.
For me, that was Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a big one that I remember. I just remember rewinding it and watching it over again many times.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was in the Spaceballs was one I remember doing. I'm pretty sure vice versa. Caddyshack 2 actually may have also been.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking about it as I was reflecting upon Caddyshack.
Yeah. You were watching it and you could just envision the like vertical blinds of the conference room.
The vertical blinds of the conference room, the like TV on the cart with the VCR. Yeah. So, I think this is a lot of fun. Dan, I'm really glad that we had the opportunity and the time to prepare for this one because you were away. We, had a little bit of extra time to, I don't know, do some digging into this one. We definitely had some movies to watch, and clearly we did not come close to watching them all.
No. There's so many.
These are the body swap movies of the mid to late 80s.
Yeah, Freaky just started on, is it HBO? I think it's on now. So that came on, we watched that, and I wanted to watch The Change Up because I like Jason Bateman. I like Ryan Reynolds. I hadn't seen that one.
I remember seeing
that one also with Leslie Mann, who is also in 17 again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I have. I think I have seen. I've definitely seen 13 going on 30. Jennifer Garner.
You know what? I haven't seen that.
You know, I like Jennifer Garner. I'm a fan. Mark Ruffalo is in that one.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, and there's some great. I would be surprised if that one doesn't become a musical. Actually.
Yeah, I watched both Freaky Fridays.
You know, I've never seen the original.
Yeah. It's zany. You know, it's got that like 60s Disney
70s,
thing going
70s.
on. 70s Disney, sorry. 70s Disney thing going on.
Definitely.
Yeah, for real.
All right.
And it's funny to watch that, and it's like, oh, it's Jodie Foster, and this is right around the same time as Taxi Driver.
It's a couple of years after. Well, no, I know. I was thinking about that recently too, because she did like a couple of other Disney movies, and it's like Disney's newest star, last seen playing a prostitute in Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Really fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody wants to check out our social media, everything's on our link tree. It's linktr.ee/ruinedchildhoods. And email us your thoughts about some of these, ruinedchildhoodspod@gmail.com. Tell us what we're doing next, Dan.
Next, we're going back to the early 80s, 1983. Brian De Palma's controversial Miami gangland classic, Scarface. We will be joined by Miami area comic Cesar Gracia, who's I think our first Scott was our first two-time guest, our brother.
Caesar was on our Zorro episode.
Right. So I look forward to having him. I've talked to him off the record about Scarface before, and
a true Miami,
of
Cuban ancestry.
Yeah, no, his family definitely came over from Cuba, and I mean, I'm excited to have him and hear his perspective on the Brian De Palma's Scarface. I mean, I guess we'll also be talking about the original Scarface, won't we?
Yes, which I've recently watched the remake Scarface. I need to watch the original real soon.
I have never seen the original, so I'm excited.
Same here.
About taking that opportunity. So
well, Dan, as you are headed into the desert to try to find the brain transference serum antidote, I wish you a good journey.
Good journey.
I'd like to be you for a day. I'd like to be you for a day. I'd like to be you for a day. I'd like to be you.